Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Not only do I find it fascinating, I find it amazing in terms of what she does. She is an animal communicator, and for anybody that, wonders, is this like legit? I've seen it in action. She showed us videos last time we got together, actually helped diagnose a wonderful dog. And just the backstory on this is just amazing. We're going to look back at that before we move forward here today in talking with Holly Starr, who joins us once again. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me on.
So you introduced us to a cute little dog. I get your other dog in this one confused. Lucy?
Lucy, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. And she has since left us, but we're not leaving her behind because her legacy has shown many what actually goes on in the mind of a dog and what they're trying to tell us. And again, I just want to reflect back to when we last got together, you were tasked with communicating with this dog, and Lucy told you what was wrong with her physically, and it was something pretty major. It wasn't diagnosed until you shared it. Then they looked into it and I'm like, oh yeah, we did find that. And that was Lucy just trying to tell, can't do it verbally, but telepathically, that's the best word I have, trying to tell people what was going on, and what she was feeling and what she was thinking. And we even saw some of it on video. First of all, thank you again for sharing her story, because it was wonderful, heartwarming.
Yes, it's a beautiful story. I'm very happy to share it. If anybody who's watching didn't see it yet, you can always see it on replay here, and you can go to my YouTube channel and look it up there as well, under Holly Joy Starr. So, yes. So today, life has continued since we talked last week, and Lucretia, who is the caregiver at the Zoos and Mews rescue that Lucy was at, she is considered Lucy's mommy here. So Lucretia and I had a post-transition check-in with Lucy, so communicating with her while she's in spirit. And I would like to share that with all of you today, and just get any questions that Steve, whatever questions come up in your mind, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to go ahead and share?
Awesome.
Okay. Are we good?
Yep. I gotcha.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Okay. So first she says that she's been actually a lot of different animals and coming and interacting with you throughout your life. Specifically, she brings up a turtle, if that rings any bells. What?
Lucy. Holly. Oh, baby.
Take your time.
Oh, baby. I love you so much. Holly, when I was sick, I was in that room, I couldn't walk. I had an aquarium. Somebody gave me a little turtle that was like a little quarter size early on, and he lived with me for that 7 years. In that aquarium, he grew to be really big, but his name was Adam. I used to talk to him. I know it probably don't sound crazy to you.
What? It was crazy that she was bringing up a turtle.
We talked to turtles all the time, but he would be in there, and he had quite the personality.
Wow.
He's instrumental.
Oh my gosh.
Me not feeling alone. He was there with me. Times I couldn't do nothing. I would watch him in the aquarium. He would eat fish and do stuff, and like everything passed away in there, and he was the only, aqua animal that lived in there that continued to live on. He was very special to me. I was Adam.
Wow.
He was very special.
I'm completely blown away.
He was so special.
Wow. Yeah, that was Lucy. So next she also brought up, this doesn't feel like it was specifically her, but she was working with a dog from your past and helping. It feels like this dog was a male, and she was helping him be in your life. It's like a tan colored,
Come on,
kind of
Holly,
like a bright tan.
Holly, wait.
You're okay.
I've been wanting to hear from him.
Who is this?
It's Mr. Bentley.
Oh my God.
That's Mr. Bentley. I wouldn't be walking if it wasn't for Mr. Bentley.
That's why it wasn't her, because she
When
was
you
busy being a
mentioned
turtle.
It was a turtle around the same time. But they also had a really special connection. Mr. Bentley used to watch the turtle in the aquarium. But when you mentioned that,
Wow.
Okay. Yes. That's kind of how that whole session went. Lucy just kept providing just evidence of, Lucretia, I'm here. I've been here throughout your life, and still there. She's hanging out at the rescue as we speak. She just kept showing things that were going on in the rescue and that Lucretia would do, and how Lucy in spirit would watch her and support them and things like that. And so the entire session was just incredible. But this part where Lucy shows Lucretia exactly how she's been with her throughout her life, and this dog, Mr. Bentley, them working together. It just incredible. It was insane.
For anybody that's a skeptic, punch a hole in that. Yeah, okay. Holly could have named randomly a turtle. Maybe if she said a zebra, then Lucretia would have said, "Oh yeah." Obviously, it emotionally impacted her. You can't make that up. The turtle came from somewhere. There's hundreds of different animals, in different species. Turtle. What did you see? What did you hear? Why did you say turtle?
Yes. So in that moment, right before that clip, I cut the clip right there before it because I was just quietly listening and processing what I was seeing. And there were just all sorts of animals going through, like to the point where I couldn't even see exactly what type of animal. And then it was just turtle. There was just this turtle right there in front of the picture that I was seeing, like in the mind's eye kind of picture. And I was like, okay, there is a turtle there. And then that tan dog came through as well. But it did not feel like that was her. And that comes through as like an internal feeling, a knowing, for lack of a better description. So I was able to tell her, there have been a lot of animals, but this turtle in particular is coming through, and then the dog, but the dog is not her.
Wow. Are you ever a little uneasy or nervous delivering something? Because what about if it wasn't a turtle? Does that sometimes feel a little
Yes.
odd, like, or you develop the faith in yourself and your ability to connect, where it's just like, I'm going there, that's it, right before.
Yes, I have learned it's almost like if I hold messages in to myself, the animal will nag at me and nag at me and nag at me and almost like block me from any more messages unless I share what is given. And I've learned from having to do that in order to go through the entire session and not get blocked, it always turns out fine. It's always this random, off the wall, yes, there is a connection here. Yes, I heard that right. And it's, it is what it is. And so I've learned to just trust the messages. And sometimes I do say, I don't know what this means, but I'm just going to say it.
Sure.
And that's that physical part of me being like, oh, this is weird. This is going to come out of my mouth. For instance, right before Lucy's session, I did another session with a transition dog with Lucretia as well. Right at the end of the session, the dog says, actually, you know what? I don't think I can share this right now because Lucretia hasn't shared it with her followers.
I think
so. We'll back off of that one, but yes, it is. I have those internal thoughts of this is weird, and then I'm like, trust it, say it, and then it's all good.
I believe there's a lesson here for all of us in that trust your intuition. Like many of us will get a feeling and don't really know what the feeling is, and even when you get to the point where I have a feeling I'm right, you've got the baseline. I know mine works from all the times I didn't trust it. And I could go back 2.5 decades in a situation where it's like, you knew the answer.
Yeah.
Jerk. You should have listened to it at that time, but we still want to go against it. And maybe this is an eye opener for all of us when you've got a feeling. And I believe you're going with your intuition as well. There's communication involved, but it's also your intuition. I think maybe both are working together to provide this connection. You just go with it because you've trusted it before, so you trust your intuition.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Yes.
How does it make you feel? Like the turtle situation inside?
It's it can be overwhelming because not only do I get a lot of emotions from the animals when I'm communicating with them. That's how I get a lot of messages, is through emotions and understanding their perspective on it. And so not only do I have those going on, but then you see the reaction and the emotions from the person that you're sharing that message with. And so it hits you at different angles. And then another layer, when I am talking to somebody that I personally know in my own life, it hits even another layer because, you have an even deeper care for that person.
Sure.
So
it makes us think, at least it does for me, and I got to believe it resonates with all. We love our pets. Like I had a cat pass away 5 years ago, and would love to know what's on his mind. But also, I believe he reincarnated in my cat that I have now. Both tabbies, both very warm, sweet, just indescribable. The types of cats, and the one I have now I adopted for a reason, to help heal in the family. Yeah. And I believe the other one, he sent that.
Yeah. Yes. And I always tell people, when you feel that in your heart, that is your intuition saying, I know the soul connected to this body, and what I find when we reach out to them and ask, are you so-and-so? It's either, yes, I am, or it is, no, I'm not, but I know that soul too. And I am collaborating. We are like tag teaming you and working on your life together, because they do that. They do that all the time. And it's just incredible to experience.
I don't have a doubt. So to your point, the intuition.
Yeah.
And I've learned at least that in my life, when it says the answer, and I believe we all have the answer to everything we want to know, each one of us, if you can push the garbage away, all the noise and even the chatter in your head, and listen to it, there's your answer.
Yes.
There it is. It's staring you in the face. Sometimes we don't want to look at it because sometimes it's not the answer we want. But in my cat situation, I already know it. It's too coincidental that it was the cat right after. There was a reason. And the cat that passed away, they're all rescues, but I rescued him. He was in a cage for a year. And it's, I feel like I gave him a new start in life. And then he helped, by throwing it back with, sending this cat or what, like you said, I don't know that answer. That would be, for you to figure out. I don't do that. Whether it's the same cat or whether there's a soul connection. Let's talk about soul connection. How do you define that?
A soul connection, I define it as when we are in the spirit realm, those that we have a soul connection with in the physical realm are our friends, our group in the spiritual realm, those that we work together with and develop with and say, hey, let's do this together. I want to learn this and you can help me with that and all of those things. So we do innately know each other. Our souls know each other. So when we meet each other in the physical, there's that, that instant click you have with certain people, certain animals, and you're just like, whoa, have we met before? Right. I know you. Yep. And it can be anything about them. Anything. Yeah. That's what I consider a soul connection. You guys are working together and this is planned out on a very, very deep soul development type of level.
Do you believe that, deep question alert, do you believe that everything is spiritually connected? What do I mean by that? We're not here today just because. Okay. We're connected for a reason. Of course, to talk about what you do and share, this wonderful ability and how we can use our intuition, etc. But why you? Why me? Why is there a connection? Somehow, if there, universally, if we could trace things back, we'd probably see what was going on here. What the plan was, whatever the plan is, whoever made the plan. I'm not even going there because that's another debate people will have. But a lot of the stuff that goes on in our life, do you feel that there is a connection, a thread? There's something there.
Yes. I know that we have free will.
Sure.
So we have that. So things can't be fully 100% planned out, but I do believe we come in with an overarching plan and utilize that. To your question of why are we doing this show together?
That was just a random example, by the way.
No, but I actually have a really neat story behind that you will have no idea about. So I'm going to leave you with a cliffhanger because we're, almost out of time. But let's do the show on that next week, and I'll share that with you.
Fair enough. And
more of those insights and kind of what I've been learning, because I came into the show not fully understanding what had happened. And as we have done the show together, I'm understanding it more and more. So I would love to share that with you and teach other people on how to utilize these types of occurrences in life as well.
I would love that. And I am on the cliff because I'm intrigued what's going on here. But to your point, we do have free will. But there are things that we don't control, like where you run into somebody, let's say you find what you believe to be as your soulmate. Why'd you guys meet? What's going on? You just happen to run into somebody at a bar, restaurant, whatever. Side note, whether the relationship continued or not, there was a reason for it. There was a lesson to be learned, potentially to move your life forward, their life forward, to realize certain things, all of that. There's a plan. I don't roll religious. I don't get, deep into that. That's my belief that there is a plan. Where did it come from? I don't know, the universe. And then, I talked to my friend Trish, who is religious, and she goes, oh yeah, who do you think created the universe? I'm not going there. That's for...
We don't need to go there.
Right. It's just spiritualism.
For us to know when we're out in the other world. But we don't need to go there in the physical. We don't need to understand it fully. So, yes. And I do believe, talking about that free will piece, there have been instances in life where I have felt like, okay, the universe had to have looked around the area and said, this person is around here. they can tap into this situation, these people that need help, and we're drawn in. And I don't think those are always in the bigger scheme of things planned out fully.
Sure.
It's an opportunity for us to react and develop and help people and all of that kind of stuff. And going into our pets as well. I mean, I do think that that's part of the reason why our pets don't live as long, because we do have multiple soul friends. We do have multiple soul mates that allows them to get in with us, you know?
I never thought of it in that way, but yeah. And again, you know, my cat Maestro and now Rocco could be the same cat. I don't know, but it could be. And maybe, you know, that lifetime, 10 years now turned into another, version, whatever it might be.
Right.
Interesting to look at. And, to your point, I love you saying free will, because that we do, but it's what with the things that we might feel are planned around us, it's how our free will reacts to it. And
yes.
In my journey, I'm learning that if you go against what is the lesson that's out there, whatever the lesson is, I visualize it as you're in the water, you're swimming, the current's taking you. That's why they say go with the flow. If you fight it,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab a log. I'm going to, make a pit stop because I don't want to swim that way. I'm not going to. You're still going that way. So just keep going, because i.e. the lesson you need to learn, you're going to have to, you'll learn it. It's just, now you held on to a log for 10 minutes, 10 years, whatever it might be. And then you're going to keep going. And then eventually you'll figure it out. And, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wonderful talking with you. I really can't, I'm intrigued and interested to hear how this all, what you're going to tell me next time we get together. We'll be thinking about that. But in the meantime, if anybody wants to learn how to connect, have you connect with their pets, best way is just reach out to you.
Yes. My website, hollyjoystarr with 2 R's.com, and Facebook, hollystarr-animal communicator.
Gonna be honest with you, I couldn't fully look at that turtle video because it would make me cry.
No.
I feel it.
You saw.
Feel her emotion of the connection. Whoa. Thank you so much for today.
Yes. You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll catch up soon. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
yeah,
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.